What's going on, guys? So today's review is kind of a threw me through a loop a little here. Kind of debated whether I should do this or not, but I'm gonna stick to my guns with this. This is gonna be my final review for my Zombie-thon, and the film is gonna be the French zombie film Grapes of Death. The reason why this is kind of a hard one for me to go for is because, this is one of those movies that I heard about and I heard it's pretty good. And, it's kind of hard to find really on DVD or anything. And I didn't really, I'll be honest, I didn't really look for a DVD. I've just downloaded this file years ago and always wanted to check it out, never did. And, so finally I said, well, now's as good as time as any with this, Zombie-thon. And, my options are kind of limited with things right now, considering, the situation with the COVID-19 virus. So, gonna check this thing out. It's been sitting on my hard drive. It turns out the whole movie is in French, and the subtitles are in German. So there's a lot that I didn't quite get in this film due to my lack of French or German language interpretation here. So bear with me on that. But I will say, as soon as I kind of turned the thing on and went, okay, I'm waiting for the subtitles to be in English. They're not. They're in fucking German. I almost turned it off, but I couldn't stop watching it because it was intriguing me. And I thought maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to, comprehend most of this without knowing what they're saying. And luckily, I think that was the case. It's not it didn't seem like a very complicated, layered plot or anything. Basically what I got out of it is it's about, you have a lead, female protagonist who is, I believe on her way to see her fiance in a different part of the country or something. And, first the movie starts out with like a farm, like a vineyard, it's France. There's gotta be wine vineyards and stuff. So there's like grapes everywhere, obviously, and it's like a guy, I'm not sure, on some kind of farming, but it might be a tractor, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's sort of like, you can tell he doesn't feel good, he's acting sick. He kind of, drives to like the barn or whatever, wherever to keep this thing. And he starts to pass out on his way back. And his boss or whomever this is at this vineyard sort of catch him and say, oh, what's wrong with you? And I'm guessing he goes, you can go home, Well, he has to take this train home, the same train that our main protagonist is taking. And, it sort of that's the beginning of the movie. It sort of goes into now they're on the train with this girl, and she's kind of like alone or whatever. And the next thing you know, she meets like a friend, the other female, and they talk and everything. I don't know what they're saying, but they're like, yeah, And the same farm worker has like a legion or some kind of oozing, pussing, disgusting sore of some sort on his face or on his neck or something, and you know, she's like creeped out by him now because he's like trying to sit by her, and he's kind of acting, you know, basically like he wants to fucking eat her or something. She goes to find this other friend, and the friend's dead on the floor, obviously from this attack. So she I think she stops the train and just kind of gets off in this small town in the middle of nowhere, and she runs into like these people. I think it's like a father and a daughter, and she's, you know, kind of freaked out and everything, and telling them what she witnessed on this train, and they kind of like calm her down and like try to like give her dinner and maybe let her sleep there, and then she goes into like a room, and there's a woman there with her throat slit, and then she freaks out, and this daughter sees that, and the next thing I know, they are like they have stuff on their body too, you know. It's a really bizarre kind of artsy, crazy film. You know, you have to kind of like bear with that, and the woman just kind of ends up like escaping a lot of different things like this, you know, where she thinks she's in a normal situation, but it's like, oh no, they're like zombies, you know. I'm not gonna lie, it's not knowing a lot what's going on it's a little hard, but for the most part I could piece it together here. Yeah, so that happens, and I'm not sure, she like basically it's like she ends up at this vineyard that it starts at, I believe, and it kind of ends up staying there. You know, I'm not gonna lie, you know, there's things about this film that are fucking badass. Like, I actually really enjoyed just like the minimalistic kind of music. The cinematography, I mean, it wasn't nothing too elaborate or intricate or anything, but I think that I liked it. It reminded me of that, you know, like basically like European horror stuff, like the stuff Argento did or Fulci was doing at the time. This really kind of echoes that. You know, I don't really know many French horror films. I've heard of a few. I know there's High Tension and there's Martyrs and stuff. I've actually never seen those films. And those are kind of more contemporary. This is 78. There seems to be a magical era for zombie films in the late 70s with Dawn coming out. That probably led into the 80s. But yeah, this film, you know, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to really judge things just not knowing what the hell they're saying. The acting is like good, I guess. You know, like, this is the thing. I mean, it's one thing even if it was like I could have read it. I mean, that always kind of hinders like being able to judge a performance, I think. But this was like, you don't know at all what the hell they were saying. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I like this movie. I think it's definitely worth checking out. I'm guessing another thing too with the film is that I would say that it's due to this pesticide that it was being sprayed on the grapes that starts infecting people and making zombies, you know, happen and everything. There's another character. There's a few characters in this film that seem to come in kind of late. The film is very short, actually, too. It's like 85 minutes. I was like, wow, this is already over. I mean, it doesn't really waste time either. There's like everything about it is just beats. But yeah, I'm guessing this pesticide kills the zombies, and I don't know. There's like this whole other sort of female character that comes into play, because it's like they're at the vineyard and everything sort of comes into like a big giant, I guess, final third act that more or less is the ending kind of the film, but like one whole act. And I don't know, this is it's like I don't know if there was some kind of this lady with the white dress, this chick with the white dress, she seemed like she was full of it, or some kind of like catalyst and being in this. But then I think she ended up having, because there's this whole part where these two guys show up too in the same like scene here, and they show up with, you know, they're like killing the zombies and they're ready to just shoot them all and kill them all. And they find this attractive, this isn't the protagonist, this is some other girl in white dress. And she's real like pretty and everything and hot, and they're getting ready to shoot her, and she's like, oh no, I'm not infected, and she strips nude and shows these two guys like she has no legions or swords or anything. But then it's like really weird because they end up burning her face or something, or one of the zombies do, and she does have one of those sores. So like maybe she was hiding it with makeup. That's some stuff I was not sure about and hard to interpret there. Yeah, and then I'm guessing that the whole film is about her finding like her husband or fiance, because it kind of ends up like they go through this whole thing and she ends up finding him, and he shot his brains out, I'm guessing, because he was infected. And then she just is really sad. Spoiler, that's kind of the end of the movie. Like I said, this film was really different for me to try to understand, but I did enjoy it. This is the thing. I enjoyed those qualities of like stuff. And you know, if you're just looking for like some cool bloody moments, like this film had that. I was like beheadings, and there was moving blood that was pretty excessive in this. Like I enjoyed that. You know, the creepy music and everything. I think one day I would like to watch this, being able to know what the hell they're saying though. But, and then obviously Grapes of Death is probably a reference to the Grapes of Wrath, which I don't know shit about. I just know that, I believe it's a book that was then a movie, like a long time ago, like the 40s. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I just know that term, Grapes of Wrath. So I'm guessing this is a reference to that or some sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know really what else to say about it. Other than, you know, it seemed pretty cool to me. There was a whole other thing with this too, I'm not gonna lie, where I was trying to actually review, because I like to do DVDs here, or some kind of, at least even VHS. I don't like to do just files and stuff, or online streaming too much, but I was gonna originally do a Revenge of the Dead film, a review of, and I have this DVD that I got at like a crappy thrift store, and I put it in my DVD player, and the thing was like acting like it didn't want to come out of the DVD player, and it was like really badly scratched, so that kind of, you know, put a damper on that. So I went, man, what do I have that I can review this zombie? I can't go out and like buy something, or I don't even really want to order anything online right now because of the virus. So I'm sort of scrounging around. And of course I have other zombie films. I mean, I have like Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead. I don't know. You know, Dawn of the Dead, you know, Day of the Dead, all the Romero films, you know. But I don't want to do those films. And I've kind of covered my, I wanted to recover the Romero films that maybe aren't beloved so much. That's the whole point of this kind of thing here, is to maybe, you know, do stuff that I don't know so much, or that we all don't know so much. Once in a while, I wouldn't mind, you know, I'm going to do something that's quite well known. I'm not like an elitist here or something, but I try to keep it like, you know, sort of like we don't know exactly what these movies are. But I kind of had to compromise, or not compromise, but I had to, you know, I had to figure out what I wanted to do here and end this zombie-thon. Because it's I said this in my last video, it's been kind of hard with trying to do just zombie films. I don't really work that way. You know, I like to kind of be more sporadic. Like I'll see a movie and then I want to talk about this. I don't want to limit my views here with, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. It's difficult. Because I kind of already did that. I already kind of do that enough with the fact that these are typically old films, and I try not to do anything that in this decade, or, well, now we're in a new decade, but, you know, stuff that's at least 10 years old or in the last decade. I don't want to do, you know, 2018 or 2015 even, you know, I'm sort of more, stuff can be in the last kind of, you know, 2000s period, but I don't want to go much into the 2010s, if you will. But yeah, I know I got a little off topic here, but guys, please check out you know, Grapes of Death. Like, try to watch the English version if you live in the U.S. or you speak English, or if you don't, you know, watch the French version with the German subtitles. Yeah, this stuff needs to end soon. Fuck the coronavirus. Anyway, guys, I hope you're staying safe and, you know, hanging out at home. Peace out, guys.